Day 4 of Mission Possible checking in. This is Secret Agent Klutzo. Do you copy? Shh. I'm in disguise. Today, your mission focuses on friendship, because loving others and being a good neighbor has a lot to do with being a good friend. Let's see what HQ has to say about this. I'll go ahead and pat you on. Full debrief. Oh no, I've been compromised.
Agents, let's get right to today's mission. I've got a question for you. Actually, a couple questions for you. Who's your best friend? And why did you pick them as your best friend? Is it because you have fun with them? Is it because you trust them? Do you help them when they have a problem? Do they help you? Well, I found a great story written by Mark in the Bible that talks about some pretty awesome friends. Jesus had spent quite a lot of time in a place called Capernaum. It seems that he may have made this his home base because Mark actually refers to it as his home. By the time Jesus was on earth at this point, people knew that he had good things to say and he was able to heal sick people. News spread fast that Jesus was back in town. A huge crowd was gathering. People traveled from all over to hear him speak and be healed that day. There were so many people that the house was packed. I think it was totally full. And people were coming out of the door, standing by windows, maybe 3 or 4 people deep, leaning in to hear what Jesus had to say. Well, some guys had a friend who wasn't able to walk. They knew if their friend saw Jesus, maybe met him, Jesus would be able to heal him. They knew if he could just get a glimpse of Jesus, it would be great. But there was no way they could carry the guy into the house. The crowd was so big. Those guys weren't giving up, so you won't believe what they did. 4 of the men found an outside stairway. They carried him up to the roof of the house. Those friends made a hole in the roof and lowered their friend right down into the middle of the living room to see Jesus. Well, who wouldn't want friends like that? Jesus could see that these 4 men had huge faith, and they had done such an unusual thing that they believed that Jesus could heal him. Jesus looked at the man and said, "You are forgiven," and then said, "Pick up your mat and go home." Jesus healed his broken body, but more importantly, he healed his heart. He forgave his sins. That was the most important part of the story. The sick man's sins were forgiven, so someday he could live with Jesus in heaven. Yesterday we were taught to love God and love people. This story of the 4 guys shows how much they loved and trusted Jesus and loved their friend. Our mission today: pray for a friend. Is there a way that you can show God's love to that friend? What is something you can do to show your friend how much you care for them and how much Jesus loves them?